Happy New Year.
Happy freaking New Year. Listen, so
we made it. We made it.
we made it to 2021, but hold on, listen. One thing that I've learned about the podcasting thing, we've talked about it before. So for the first 10 minutes of this broadcast, we can't curse or it's going to get de-shared.
You're the one that's always cursing.
I know, but I'm just saying, keep your P's and Q's for the first 10 minutes. But we've got some
P's and Q's.
Mind your P's and Q's and your S's and your F's and all the bad ones.
But yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I decided to start the new year with zero facial hair.
Yeah, it's weird. You called me yesterday morning. I was just like shocked.
I'm gonna do one of those like where you take a picture. I'm not gonna shave for an entire year. And
really?
No, not really.
Do
I
it.
got too many patches right here.
Just
but dude, like
it.
you know how those people take a picture of themselves like it's like
a time lapse.
Yeah, it's all like weird. That would be kind of cool. I don't think I have not patience, but I don't think I have the
stamina to
the will, to do that for a whole year.
Just forget it. Throw out your razor.
No, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep this shaved and just do the
stash.
Just do the stash. See how.
But that's the reason why you shaved, because you're like, my stash is like I was chewing on it.
Yeah, so I have this really weird. I have this really weird like tick. I guess I don't know if you would call it a tick or just a bad habit or what, but I have this thing like once my facial hair gets long enough where I can chew on it, I'm constantly chewing on it, and then like you know how some hairs are like thicker than other ones. Like I find all those thick hairs and like I just like pull them out. Like I'm like addicted to like
weird.
I'm addicted to pulling my hair out. just my facial hair. It's so weird.
That's why you gotta get some wax and just keep it off your lip.
Yeah, dude, I did find some wax.
And then you
on Instagram. Yeah, get the twist.
Remember when I went full stash?
Oh yeah.
Let me get that picture. Dude, 2020 was wild. Was that 2020 or 2019? That was 2019.
Yeah, dude, that was when we were still living in Portland.
Yeah, dude.
But dude, we got something for everyone that's watching right now. In a little bit, we're going to get into the actual title of this episode. This year, we're going to do something a little bit different with the podcast. So if you're watching this right now, go ahead and share it, whatever platform you're watching it on. That would help us. That would help us out a lot.
Before we get into that, though, I don't really. I've been bad about resolutions and my goals. But
just call them goals.
Yeah. Do you have any this year?
Yeah. Make money.
Well, yeah, that's everyone's goal.
No, so my goal kind of ties into what we're talking about on this episode.
Yeah, but is there like I know I've said in the past, and I really want to do it this year. I want to read a book a month.
Oh,
I've been really bad about that.
A book a month.
Yeah, and
so 12 books a year.
Yeah,
is my math right on that?
But I started a book. I picked up a book I started reading like last month, and I've read a couple pages of it. So I'm still counting it as like my first book of the year. But
what book?
It's called The Way of the Peaceful Warrior. It's like one of my favorite books. I've read it before, but I'm rereading it.
Dude, you should make it where it's 12 new books.
Yeah. Well, I want to finish this book, but I have like a book list of like things I want to read. So the next 11 books are going to be new books.
Dude, you know who's always putting out a book list of like what they're reading? Bill Gates.
Yeah.
The
stuff he reads is like way too smart for me, I think.
Well, some of it might be, but I came across his list.
By the way, I like the pink. The pink.
I think we did pink last because I haven't changed it.
Oh.
I think this is the color we did or not last week. I guess it was 3 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, longer than that. 3, yeah.
Yeah, so we had a few different things happen to where we couldn't podcast. Miho is getting moved into his new place.
Yeah, I bought the house.
He bought the house. He's in
my
his new house right now with the dope Outcast poster in the background.
It's perfectly set right above me too.
Oh, I know. It's like they're in the podcast. Dude, it's so funny because it looks like Big Boy's like trying to like stay in the frame. Like,
Yeah.
That's funny.
What if I just like moved it over a little bit?
No, you gotta move it back. There you go.
Yeah.
So Miho got in a new house. Starting to get some furniture set up and everything. How do you like it so far? You've been in there for what, 2 weeks?
Since like 2 or 3 weeks. 3 weeks? 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. No, it's like 3 weeks roughly. It's dope. It's great having all this space. Like you said, I'm starting to get some furniture. I'm starting to get things situated around the house and packed away, like finding the spot where they need to be.
Sure.
And the dog loves it. He has all this space. He has a yard.
Hi, Mom.
Mama Bear.
Yeah, so you got a yard now. Joey, you can chill. You got your own spot.
Yeah.
You can punch holes in the wall if you want to.
Yeah, let's not do that.
You can pee on the living room floor if you want to. It's yours. You can do whatever you want.
I could do whatever I want. I met my neighbor. I met my neighbor to the left of me. He's like this old army vet. His name's Harold.
You're gonna have a full King of the Hill situation.
Yeah,
in your neighborhood,
dude. So the city I live in is actually Kirby. It's like a little conclave within San Antonio. It's 5 square miles. And so like everyone in this, like at least my block kind of knows each other, and I'm meeting them through Harold.
That's cool.
But he's just like he has 19 grandkids. He's just like a wild guy. Like he hates the city. He's like, I hate our city council. This, that. Like he's like a grumpy old man.
Grumpy old man as a neighbor.
And he's like, I'm always sitting outside just check because he's retired. He's like, I'm always just sitting outside with my whiskey and water, and he has his little like his coffee cup, but he just it is, and he just sits out there all the time, and he's just drinking whiskey all day long.
That's awesome, dude. What else are you gonna do during retirement?
Yeah, and he just has his grandkids come over, and he just watches them and drinks his whiskey.
That's cool.
So, but he's like, if you ever need my lawnmower, my saws, anything, I'm retired. I don't want to build anything, so you can just use it. And I was like, dope. I was like,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that even ties into what we're going to get into later. You're going to need some power tools.
Yeah. Yeah. I eventually want to get my own, but
one step at a time.
Yeah. Right now, there's other things that I need to get done inside the house before I start working on the exterior of the house.
Dude, it's so funny. You watch yourself like, because we just came off of Christmas, which was ruined, by the way. We'll get into that later too. You grow up, having Christmas, and like you're a kid, and like you have all these things you want, and like you get all excited, and you get your presents and everything, and you always remember like watching either like your dad or your grandpa open gifts, and they would get like tools, like a handsaw or like a ratchet set or something. I just remember thinking like, oh, that sucks. Like, why would you get? But now it's like we're at that age to where it's like if you like opened up like a handheld power saw or so, you'd be like, oh, whoa.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm excited. Like just walking, I went to Lowe's the other day and I was like, I can't wait to get a table saw.
Isn't that funny?
Or like, I can't wait to get like a rack for my garage and like start storing things in the garage so it's nice and neat. Like what the hell's wrong? Like when I was younger, I'm like, just give me a fifth of vodka. That's a great Christmas present.
Yeah. Just give me money.
Yeah, but
I guess money's that one that never, the age on that never changes.
Yeah, no, money's always good, but yeah, no, there's projects.
Heat's in the house, dude. I don't know how long you're gonna stick around for this podcast, but we are talking about
the hustle,
the hustle, the 2021 flip your stimulus check challenge is what we're doing.
Yeah, but. Yeah, so I'm in my place. And yeah, I got a microwave yesterday. Like
I got a microwave.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
dude, speaking of microwaves, I still have your microwave that you gave me. Still holding up.
yeah. But yeah, just that's life right now. Adulting. Like everyone's like, people I'm talking to, they're like, "What do you do for New Year's?" I was like, "I got wasted alone and built my couch." That was hardcore adulting.
Yeah, yeah, dude. It's all holidays are so different now
Yeah,
that we're not kids.
yeah, and it's
Which is
also
weird
like,
because I still feel like a kid.
yeah, we're also like living in a different era. Like people are more cautious to come over and things like that. And as you get older, you're like, I don't want. Like I was talking to someone there, I was like, "Yo, like if I live kind of far away, so if they don't want to come over, like with DUIs and things like that." But as a 21-year-old, you're like, "Fuck it."
Dude, Uber and Lyft are like game change. Like there's
Yeah,
really no excuse to drink and
yeah,
drive
yeah.
in this day
But
and
it's
age.
also like as you're older, you're like, well, I don't want to like because I do live far away. It's like everyone I know lives like 30 minutes away, so it's like
That's a
30.
long Uber ride.
Yeah, so like San Antonio is not the greatest like ride sharing city, whereas like Portland it was perfect.
Yeah, because everything's like right there.
Yeah,
It's like
San
even if you're
Antonio,
going to the other side of the river, it's like,
yeah, 10 minutes if that.
yeah,
But San Antonio, everything's a little bit more spread out. So
yeah.
I was
I mean,
like,
still, I would rather pay the $30 Uber
yeah,
than a $3,000. Yeah,
yeah, whatever a DUI is, I don't even know.
or you die.
Yeah, dude. I was actually in the shower thinking the other day. I was like, dude, I should have about like 6 DUIs, but I'm never got caught. So like, I'm not doing that shit anymore. But
Dude, it's one of those things.
I was
like
reckless, dude.
I think we've all hit some times where we've been a little reckless, and it's one of those things where it's like every time you do it, you roll the dice, and it's just like you're only gonna hit that 7 so many times. Like,
yeah, dude.
You gotta like, I mean, because even if you're not driving bad, like, what if your tail light goes out or
right,
anything? And
anything, dude.
It's not.
I'm so blessed, like to not have any of those.
Super lucky.
And like some of them I don't remember, obviously, but then there's some where I was like, I know I was wasting. I remember I still to this day remember the whole car ride home, but I was at least 12 drinks in. Like I was at a peak of like my drinking, and I was like, I felt so sober, but I knew I was like shit face.
That's the worst, and that's what's so scary about it is because like if you have a tolerance of alcohol, it's like because I think the legal limit is like literally like 1 drink.
Yeah,
like
1 or 2 beers.
Yeah,
like Coors Light.
yeah. 1.5, 2 beers like max, and you're like, okay, I'm still legal to drive.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good story, dude. This I'm still salty about this. We were all underage.
Oh God,
I forget who all was in the car. I know that Bobby was driving. We were in his car. That's why he threw the bottle out. So put yourself back in the headspace of like you can't just go buy booze whenever you want. You have to like literally like know someone that's over age or like, and it's just like a whole hassle. But somehow we got this bottle of Jack, and there was like 3 or 4 of us. I can't really remember who all was there. And we're riding around having a good time, and this cop, like we're in Paul's Valley, and this cop like we pass a cop, and it turns around like it's gonna pull us over.
Mm-hmm.
And so Bobby freaks out and throws the bottle of Jack out the window, not even on like where it's like hit the grass, it's just like and we're like pissed. Yeah, and I don't even remember if we got actually pulled over or not. All I remember is being so pissed, like don't even remember how we got the bottle, but I knew damn good and well that we weren't going to get another one for the night.
Yeah.
And I was just like, Bobby, do you remember any other details of that? Did I get that right, or did I totally make all that up?
I had 2 older brothers who always like had a stock in the house, so like I just drink that.
Yeah. And dude, and then it got to the age where like I was able to get my fake ID. I think I still have that, dude, put like somewhere.
Yeah. You showed it to me.
Yeah. I have it.
You were like cleaning, you were doing like spring cleaning one time. And you're like, yo, BL, check this out.
Dude, it's funny.
Says McLovin.
Yeah. And it's so funny because like on my fake ID, it's looking at it now, it's like so obviously fake.
Yeah.
It's like it worked multiple times.
Or maybe people just didn't care in Paul's Valley or Norman.
Yeah, that's also a possibility.
Yeah.
But do you want to get into our idea? He said, "Oh, here we go." Yeah, Cricket pulled us over and she threatened to call our parents. But why would she call our? Were we out past curfew? Because what would be the point? My whole point was it's easy to hide.
Is Cricket the cop?
Yeah,
you know them.
Yeah, and they would have busted us too for sure. But my whole point was like it's super easy to hide a bottle of Jack. You put a bottle of whiskey. You just put it on your seat. You can get away with it. I was willing to roll the dice, but he wasn't. But let's get into what this episode is titled. It's the 2021 Flip Your Stimulus Check Challenge.
Yeah, we got that. So
got that stimulus check.
Because
Stimmy Turner. We talked about doing this before we even got the stimulus check. Like we were already going to do it, but getting the stimulus check, since everyone gets a stimulus check, we wanted to extend this challenge to everyone else. Yeah. If you are able, because I know everyone's in different situations, you know, and if you are able to hold on to that stimulus check and basically just pretend like you don't have it to where you don't have to spend it like on everyday stuff. Mm-hmm. The challenge that we are doing is we're taking that $600 and seeing over the course of 2021 how much we can make it grow. So like if you use $100 to buy an old TV and then you sell it for $200, you take that extra $100 you made and you put it back into the pot. So it's not like, so
a spare account.
Keep reinvesting into that to see what the total number is at the end of the year.
Yeah. And so obviously everyone got 600, but I'm starting out with 500 because I had like with the house, I had to use 100 of it like off the bat. I was like, I need this for the house.
Sure.
So I'm starting out with 500.
You're starting with 5. I'll go ahead and just do the whole 6.
Yeah.
Because, and I've already gotten a head start. I've already gotten I flipped one thing already.
But that's not you. But is that fair? Because you're not using that stimulus money.
That's a good point. Because I got it.
For cheat the system. You cheater over here.
Look at all these things. Look at all these things I have listed. So these are just some of the things that I have listed on eBay right now.
Yeah.
These are those promo items I was telling you about. Mm-hmm. Garth Brooks, still factory sealed. Factory sealed. Factory sealed. So I listed all of these on eBay and also listed some of these.
Have you gotten any buyers yet?
So here's the thing. I had 4 of these Garth Brooks things, and the night that I listed it, one of them sold for $36.
And you got it for free.
And I got it for free. So, and talking $36 like in the great, it's like that's dinner or whatever, you know.
Yeah, but it's something.
But it's still like really cool, like a cool feeling to be like.
So you already shipped it out? You did it all?
Yeah, shipped it out. It's been delivered, got paid, and yeah, it's nice. And we're on a roll because another thing that I've been getting into over quarantine is sneakers. Never really been into like that world, but over quarantine, like I've been like watching YouTube videos, and because there are people out there, kids that are millionaires.
Yeah.
And super high thousandaires, like if they don't have $1 million yet.
Yeah.
Just off of buying and flipping shoes.
Yeah.
And it's such a crazy world, dude. Like I knew that it existed.
Yeah.
But I didn't know like how intense it is.
Yeah.
And there's this Nike app called Sneakers, SNKRS. And they do these like releases. So they have you get on there and like they always release at 10 a.m. and you get on there and you try to get them. And if you get them for retail. And if you don't, then you strike out.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to do that for a month because it tells you like the release dates, like what they're going to be and stuff like that. So this past week, I finally hit on a pair. Let me see if I can. I'm going to share my screen here.
Or just pull it up on your phone, right? You texted it to me.
Well, I want it to be a good user experience for everyone watching. So this is sneakers, and it shows you like what's upcoming.
Dude, my dog just farted. It smells in here. It's awful.
Oh God. So these are all the releases that are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, this one's gonna be this one right here.
Yeah.
You get I think they retail for like 120, 140, and they're going for like $1,500.
Yeah.
But let me see if I can show you which ones that I hit on. I don't
have to log in.
I gotta log in.
It's right now. It's
oh, here we go.
Oh, you're about to share your password. But yeah. So I mean, are we counting like this stimulus check, or is like, are we counting this towards that? That's what I'm like. Now I'm curious about.
Yeah. So we'll say that $120 that I spent on these shoes is part of my stimulus check. And what we can do is we can make like so we don't get confused, because it's going to get super messy if we don't keep track.
Like a spreadsheet.
Yeah, we could either have a spreadsheet, or what we could do is we could go get one of those, just like at Walgreens, like those debit cards that you can like load up. And have the whole 600 on there and use that card as our flipping stuff. So we don't like, we could do that, or we could just keep a spreadsheet. Like, how do you want to do it?
Well, I'm not going to put my money on a debit card. Like, I'd want to keep it in my bank in case I need it. Like,
well, no,
shit really hits the fan, I'm going to need that stimulus money. Like, I'm just throwing that out there.
But you can still use it. It's just on a card.
Yeah. But like, let's say I resell, like, and let's say those pink shoes or fuchsia, whatever. Do I take that $1,500 and load it onto that debit card?
See what I'm saying? Guess, yeah. Where's my, like, does it, where can I find where my shit is? See, obviously I'm new at this. Okay, either way, let me show
it on your phone.
I'm getting pissed. Hold on a second. Either way, I hit on this pair that I'm about to show you. I got them for retail, which is 120. And then you come over here to this site. It's a reselling site. So these are the shoes that I got.
You haven't received them yet?
Haven't received them yet. They're on the way. But does it show how much they're? God, this is... Yeah, I'm just going to use my phone. This is pissing me off. Dude, I get so pissed. Yeah, Bobby, did you see where are you going to get them at? Are you going to do it on the sneakers app, or what? Are you going to like try and go to like an actual store and get them? But let me show you, since I can't get it to work on here. So there's two other apps. So you have the GOAT app, and then you have StockX. Everything usually goes for more on the GOAT app for whatever reason. I don't know. Bodega. Okay. So this is the shoe that I got on the sneakers app for retail. I got it for 120, and look what it's selling for.
$515.
$515. And with
and you bought a size 12?
Yeah, I bought a size 12.
So I guess one of my question to you is, when you're on there, like, you get through, do you get to pick the size, or does it automatically give you the size that you're registered under?
Yeah, no, so like whenever you, what is this? Sorry, buddy. I'm trying to, it says new comments on here, but I can't, it's not letting me. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, Bobby signed up on the app that you sent me. So I hope you hit on those. Sorry, Mijo, I'm all over the place. What was your question?
Do you get to pick the size when you're buying, or does it automatically revert to the size that you put into your profile?
No, yeah. So whenever 10 a.m. hits, you click on purchase, and then it shows you like a list of sizes. You click on the size, and then I have mine set up just to be quicker, to like where my card, like it just goes off my Face ID. So like I have my card put in there, so I don't have to type anything in, and it just show your Face ID to unlock and be like,
yeah, I have my card. I have it all set up, ready to go. I'm just curious.
Yeah. Yeah, you click on the shoe size you want.
Gotcha.
Dude, and it's so crazy because I've tried for like 5 or 6 shoes on there and strike out every time. And I'm just like, God, man, like, can I hit one time?
You got to be quicker, man.
Dude, it's because people have these like bots and stuff.
Yeah.
But one of the cool things about the pair of shoes that I got is 1 in 20. So like 1 out of every 20 boxes that they ship out is going to have like a code, like a Willy Wonka golden ticket thing for another pair of that exact same pair of shoes, but they're all white. And those ones are going for like $2,500. So you're basically just getting a $2,500 check.
Yeah.
Like 1 out of 20 people. Dude, and I'm crossing my fingers, dude.
Did you get it?
Oh, if I get it, dude, I'm going to be like, Mijo, we got to go live right now. And I'm going to hop on. Dude, but that's...
We do an IG live.
Oh, yeah. IG live. Yeah. Dude, it still sucks that we can't get our IG on here. But either way. So, yes. So, what do we want to do? A spreadsheet? So that way everything can just be on our normal bank account, and we just...
Yeah, well, I was just gonna because let's say these shoes, because you and I are both gonna go for those pink shoes in a couple days.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna transfer the money because it's gonna notify me 15 minutes before. I'm gonna transfer the money into my account, and if I hit right, it's what, $130,
something like that. Yeah.
So then once I resell those shoes, let's say for the $1,000, those pink ones, right? I'm just going to deposit that $1,000 back into my savings. So by the end of the year, I'm going to have just this pool of money in my savings account. I don't really think I need to keep track, unless it's like keeping track of what we did with it. Like, oh, this was 120. I flipped into 1,000, and I'm going to put it like a description of like a pair of shoes. And then it's like, all right, well, I took $500 and I bought a fucking beanbag chair and I flipped into 2,000, then I'm going to put a description of beanbag chair. Or like, do you care about that? Like, do you?
Well, I mean, all that I want to do is keep track of that $600 that was spent, you know, like what we...
Well, I mean, so let's say at the end of the year, let's say you have $10,000. You just subtract 600 from 10 grand and be like, well, I had 600 and I made $9,940 or $9,400.
Sure. Yeah. No, basically all I want to do is I want to keep track of a spreadsheet, because right now it doesn't matter, because we're not going for right now all we're talking about is like a $200 pair of shoes that we're going to flip for 500. But so that's not taking up the whole 600, right? So let's say we get 2 months down the road and we've flipped a few things here and there, and we've turned our 600 into 800, 900, 1,000. Let's say we turn it into 1,000, and then you find an old table that's going for $1,000, and you're like, man, I can fix this up with Harold's, or I forget what you said his name was, Harold's Buzzsaw or whatever, and like put another coat of paint on it and sell it for $1,100. Yeah, but you have to have that initial $1,000 be part of the 600 that you turned into the 1,000. You see what I'm saying? So right now, we're starting with $600. This is day one.
Yeah.
Starting with $600. If you found $1,000 table that you could flip on Craigslist or whatever, you can't get it because you only have the 600.
Yeah.
That's the whole point I'm trying to make. Yeah. You can't go over the 600 until you turn it into something else.
Oh yeah. Well, obviously.
Yeah. So here's what we'll do. Every thing that we buy, we'll just have a spreadsheet. We'll make a Google Doc so we both have the same one. And
like you and I will share one?
Yeah, we'll just share one. Yeah. We'll say Miho and Clay.
Gotcha.
And so I'll say that 120 was part of my 600 because it's all in my bank account, you know? You don't want me to count my You don't want me to count my one pair? Okay, we'll start from scratch.
You can do it. I mean, I don't give a fuck.
Let's see what we got, Bobby, here. I got an old record table player that looks like it could be 700 to 1,000.
Dude, we were on. So let's back this up. We were. You and I both FaceTimed with Bobby the other night, like 2 weeks ago, and he was just showing us like a spare gaming room that he has because he has a big ass house. Apparently, he's a millionaire.
Dude, I'm not kidding you. Like, he's just with the amount of sports cards that he has.
Yeah,
he's setting on at least
a couple grand.
At least $5,000.
Yeah,
and that's a concern.
I don't know about the sports cards because he doesn't have anything like I didn't see anything crazy, but he has like a couple.
But you don't know until you look them up, though. That's the thing.
True. But just in memorabilia, like so, Bobby was giving us a little tour of his game room. He has every single gaming system. He has about 1,000 base. Bobby, he has like 1,000 baseball cards. He has old like Budweiser and what's the coats? Like jackets, like a starter jacket. Like, didn't he have a starter jacket? And shit, like, I'm like,
I don't know, probably.
Bobby's sitting on a bunch of shit in his house, and he's like, "What's memories?" I'm like, "It's just sitting in a room, my guy. Like, there's nothing. Like, what do you don't even care about it? It's just sitting there collecting dust."
Dude, it's one of those. It's one of those things to where it's like tying this back into the shoes, like because I know how much you love sneakers.
Me?
Yeah,
not that much,
dude. You are into shoes.
I like certain shoes, but I'm not like any of these people. I mean, I've bought the same pair of shoes the last 8 times I've bought shoes.
White Vans?
No, it's some white $60 Adidas, dude. I've bought at least 10 pairs of them.
But dude, all I'm saying is I would recommend for you if like you go for these sneakers on the app, don't go for your size.
Yeah,
because you'll get that fucking
some of those
shoes and you'll want to keep them.
Some of those shoes though, like looking through them on the apps, like the ones that are going for like 1,000, 2,000, I would never like these pink ones. I would never wear those. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
So hold on, I'm gonna pull this up. So these pink ambushes is what Miho keeps referring to. They drop on the 14th. So here's the shoe.
I would never wear those.
Sure. Ever. So look, they retail for 180. I don't know if you can all see that.
Yeah.
And then here's what like gets me off. You type in that same pair of shoes on GOAT. Bro, look what they're going for on GOAT.
Almost $1,100.
Dude, so that's what it's like this whole, I get so fascinated with like different worlds. Like there's so many different worlds. I was talking to
But like these ones, I might wear these ones. So I wouldn't definitely not get these in my size.
Yeah, you got to get those in a size that doesn't fit you so you're not tempted to keep
But like these Jordans, like I'm not a fan of most Jordans. I would never wear those. I'd get a size 11. Like,
yeah.
But those pink ones, like even these, like I'm not a big fan of multiple colors.
Yeah, no, those are sick. I wouldn't wear those. But those Westbrooks, I don't even know if those are listed on GOAT yet. Those Westbrooks are sick though, and those will be cool.
Westbrooks?
Yeah, those why not?
Dude, what a bum ass shoe. From a bum ass basketball player.
What? So there's no offers. There's a few offers right now on GOAT. So the 9.5,
I'd fucking wear these. The Air Force Ones.
The Ray Guns.
You talking like the Ray Guns.
I was literally just reading it. No, but what? Oh, Roswell. You see, those are only going for 128.
Yeah, dude, I want to go to Bobby's house and just be like, "Yo, I'll buy this off you for like $200." And
dude, that shit. I was looking forward to, about that for like going home on Christmas and just like going in that room.
Talk about it.
And looking at all the stuff, and being like, I'll give you $100 for this right now. But yeah, Christmas kind of got ruined, man.
Pawn Stars.
Yeah, Pawn Stars.
Most I can give you is 100, my guy.
Best I can do is 50. I got to call a guy that knows something about this.
Dude, I was watching a little side tangent. I saw like an episode pop up on my YouTube, or maybe it was TikTok, but some guy brought in a sword, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I have no idea what this is worth. Like, looks hella old." And they brought in like an expert, like a medieval expert, and he's like, "This sword is like 500 years old." He's like, "This thing is invaluable." Like, and he's like, "So what's your asking price?" He's like, "Well, I want a lot more." And he's like, "I'm not buying that. Like, I don't know the market for old medieval swords."
Right. At that point, it's like if you have something like that that's like super rare and potentially super valuable, you don't want to go to a pawn shop. You want to get on those nerd message boards and like find some,
or fucking give it to a museum and like let the museum pay you. Like they got fucking money and grants. Yeah,
but and I could be wrong on this, but I think museums, like, I think that's like you like donate shit to them. I don't think that they like pay you for that stuff. You think?
I think they pay you.
Well, if
you're rich enough, you could donate it, and then you can get. Yeah, I'll donate this priceless Van Gogh, but I get free access for the rest of my life
to a museum.
Or like you're a benefactor, right? You're a benefactor. You get say it's like almost being on like a board of directors for a company. You're like, well, I have this one of one Vincent Van Gogh. Like I'm sitting on your board, and I get to make. Like it's probably something far above what we can imagine. But
yeah,
if you have a 500-year-old sword that's like super rare, and be like, I'm not donating this without like you giving me something in return,
right?
But yeah,
it's weird.
It was a cool Pawn Stars episode.
Hold on. I just had a thought, and we talked about this, but I want to get it out before I lose it. Also, with that initial 600 that we're starting with, you can use it for investments too. Like if you want to invest your $600 in Apple,
yeah,
and then cash it out at the end of the year and see what you have. Like you can use it for investment. You can use it for
it's up to
anything to make money.
Yeah,
this is exciting.
Imagine.
Dude, what if we're sitting here a year from now on this podcast, going through our spreadsheet of what we said, and we're like, together we made $200,000.
Dude, I don't want. I was about to bring up politics, but fuck, dude, I don't want to.
What? How could you bring up politics and fantasizing that you have $100,000?
Well, no, because remember the people who are like the two senators in Georgia who like had private meetings about the coronavirus, and they sold stocks in something else and bought stocks in the pharma companies, and they flipped it and made a whole bunch of money because the vaccine. And people are like, you knew this was going to happen. Like, and they made millions of dollars investing in like Moderna and Pfizer.
But just to play devil's advocate, what would stop someone like just a normal person from doing that?
Nothing, but they had insider information is my point. They were having private meetings, and there were
is that illegal? Is that what they call insider trading? So are they in trouble?
Insider. Well, it could be like they're being investigated. But like when you're downplaying the virus, you're like, hey, it's not that big of a deal, and you're trying to keep the stock market calm, and you dump a bunch of stocks in, let's say, a different company, and you're like, all right, I'm going to buy a bunch of stocks in Pfizer. And then 2 months later, you're like, yeah, this is out of control. Everyone needs to be quarantined. We need to invest in Pfizer. We need to invest in Moderna and get these vaccines rolling, and stocks jump up. Like, imagine like those fucks.
I see what you're saying. It's like if you're saying one thing to the cameras, and then like behind the scenes, like you're like moving your money around to contradict what you said, that's kind of shady, but I don't know if that's illegal.
But if you had,
I mean, because you can do whatever you want to with your money. Yeah,
but if I don't know,
I'm not saying it's cool. I'm just saying, trading, though. Yeah, like, I don't know.
If you have inside information like that, people get hit up for that all the time. It's like, well, if you knew the stock was going to drop, like, why did you dump a bunch of stocks? I'm
just like, how do you predict that though? Like, we're talking about a bunch of shit that we don't know about.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, you could invest it in whatever you want. If you want to start, a plant business and buy a bunch of succulents and start selling, cutting leaves off succulents and making new succulents, and you sell those on Facebook Marketplace, and you make a bunch of money. Like you could do that.
Yeah.
Like,
anything to flip your $600 stimulus check into what you deserve.
Yeah. I can't see the comments again. Like, this is dumb. I could see it.
There's no.
I know. I'm just saying it's just annoying because a couple of weeks ago I could see it, but now I can't.
It's weird because I send you the same link every time.
Yeah. All right. So Christmas, what happened?
So Christmas, I bought my tickets way 2 months ahead of time.
Yeah. And you haven't been home since.
I haven't been home in over a year. The last time I was home was in June of 2019.
June? I thought you went home for Christmas night. Oh no, you were in.
No, yeah, I was here.
Yeah.
So I planned a trip home and bought my tickets ahead of time and everything. And then the Wednesday before I was supposed to leave, because I've got a 90-year-old grandma. I don't want to get sick. I don't want to get my parents sick. Just to be safe, I wanted to get a test before I got on the plane to go home. So I go get a test and I'm waiting on the results, and they call me Friday, and I'm supposed to leave that Monday. Call me Friday and they're like, you tested positive. And I was like, what? Because as far as symptoms, I wasn't thinking of oh, this is a corona. How you feel allergies, you'll be congested or something minimal, something where it's not ruining your day. You're just like, oh, this is annoying.
Yeah.
And so I was like, are those my symptoms? And then as time went on, I lost my taste, I lost my smell, and I was like, okay, I definitely have it. So obviously I had to cancel my flight home because I'm not trying to get on a plane and get a bunch of random people sick. I'm not trying to get
allowed to.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, if I hadn't have gotten tested, that's exactly what would have happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to obviously cancel my flights and spend Christmas here.
Yeah. Did you get your money back?
Because I was flying on 2 different flights. United, I think they didn't give me my money back, but I have a credit with them. Mm-hmm. And then American, I think they just were like, go fuck yourself.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I'll have to re-pull up the email, and I don't think they use that exact verbiage, but
obviously.
But yeah, they were basically.
I like my refund. I got coronavirus, and I'm trying not to get people sick. Go fuck yourself,
dude. And that's I had to you have to fill out a form to request a refund, and they sent me back a thing. It was like, after reviewing and I literally attached a photo of my positive test result. And and I just said, got coronavirus, need a refund, can't travel, and put a thing on it. And they were like, after reviewing your request, unfortunately, it doesn't meet our requirements. And
you got to hit up you got to hit up Twitter, man. Twitter's where it's at. You get a bunch of people behind you.
Dude, I know. Dude, I remember one time Heat was on here earlier. I don't know if he's still on here, but he
went berserk.
He went berserk on Twitter over telephone companies. He was he tweeted Sprint, and he was like, I'm done with Sprint. They've been horrible customer service, and he added AT&T and all these other carriers, and they were all like, DM us.
I remember that. Yeah, that sucks, dude. But you're good now. You're healthy. You're better.
Yeah, dude. I'm so grateful that, because obviously I gave it to my girlfriend as well, or she gave it to me. We don't know where it came from, but she obviously got it too.
Hockey got you COVID.
Is this mono or is this COVID? But basically, both of our symptoms were minimal at best. It could have been worse, and she has some underlying conditions. So we were kind of worried about that, but we both, didn't have to go to the hospital, didn't have to do anything except be uncomfortable in quarantine for a few days.
Yeah.
So I'm at the end of the day, that's what I'm grateful for. It sucks I didn't get to go home and see my family, but I'm glad that I didn't, and then get them sick, and then who knows. So
thousands more.
yeah, so that sucks, but yeah, we're both healthy and we feel good and
Clay was a super spreader.
super spreader. Dude, you gotta be a dick to know that you have it and then just, oh no, I already bought my plane tickets. I'm getting on a plane.
Yeah.
Go see your family, and you just like infect who knows how many people.
Yeah. I was supposed to go see my parents for the holidays. And like I just bought in the house like 2 days or like 2 weeks before, and I was just like one just super low on money. And I love my parents, but I was not ready to spend 6 whole days with them and like not be able to go out with them,
Yeah.
And then I like a couple of days before I was supposed to fly on a Wednesday, and I got on like Twitter and I saw like a CBS or NBC News report was like people are flying like they do not care. And I'm just like,
yeah, no, people.
and I was
yeah.
like, I'm not getting on a plane. Like maybe like my mom was like, nobody's flying. I'm like, people. I just saw a report. People are flying. Like record numbers of people were flying more during the holidays. I think people were just like waiting for the holidays to be like, fuck it, Christmas, I'm gonna go. Like I didn't get to go anywhere all year, but Christmas, I want to go see my parents. I'm like, I don't want to risk it. My dad's 77. Like, so I still could have gone, but I was just like, no, I'm just gonna chill here with the dog and my broke ass and just eat top ramen for Christmas.
Yeah, it's one of those things to where it's like it's not worth it. It's like sure, a lot of people have deal with it like I had it, minimal symptoms. Like if you wouldn't have went and got tested, you wouldn't have known that you had it.
Yeah.
And then other people, are in the hospital on ventilators, and it's just not. I'm not trying to roll the dice on that of getting friends and family or anyone sick like that, because you don't know how people are going to react to it. But my sister got married during this pandemic, and once everything settles down and people start getting the vaccine and we can start inching back to normal life, she's going to have like a proper reception and stuff like that. So hopefully that's in the spring, and hopefully I can make my way down there for that. And
sign me up for this vaccine, dude. Sign me up.
Yeah, I mean,
you're immune to it at this point, but I'm not. Like, sign me up for this shit.
Dude, yeah, it's one of those things. Like, I wish I had like a ticker or something to be like, to let you know how long you have the antibodies.
Yeah,
because some people have it for 3 months, some people have it for 8 months. It's like I just want to know, like, I still have, like, I want to know whenever I don't have them anymore.
Yeah, I want this. I want the vaccine. There's 40,000 more doses coming to San Antonio. And obviously, like, there's healthcare workers and elderly people. But, man, if there's, like, an open day where they're like, yeah, come get a vaccine, I'm be like, Ernie, I'm going to be out for a couple hours. I'm going to be in this line for about 4 hours getting this goddamn vaccine.
Yeah, dude. Because then it's just like, dude, and once we get back to, like, fast forward to this time next year, hopefully everyone will have the vaccine. But do you think there's going to be like aftershock of like, so say we're back, everyone's the perfect world, everyone's vaccinated, we don't have to worry about coronavirus anymore. Do you think that like people are still going to have that like in public, like fear, I guess, of like, hey man, you're kind of close to me, or like, oh, that person's coughing, or like, do you think there's going to be like an aftershock of people being like, too close, back up?
Maybe.
I think it will be for a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll last.
Like, you go to any concert and people are just like sweating, and like people were worried before, and now with this, like, yes, it is a very dangerous thing, but once people start getting vaccinated and like people are immune to it, and and people aren't just being assholes about it, like I have my rights. It's like, well, no, I've been vaccinated. Like,
yeah,
like I'm okay not wearing a mask. Like, we're good. Instead of people just being like total dicks about it.
I know that thought crossed my mind too. I was like, well, technically right now, I don't have to wear a mask. Yeah. I can't give it to anybody and I'm immune, but like,
you could give it to someone because you're still a carrier.
No, after your 10 days, if you're not having symptoms, like you're good. Like you can go back to work. Like, but the whole point of me saying that was like I don't have to wear a mask right now because I can't get it. I can't give it to anyone. But I would rather just put it on in public and not have those
side eyes and
side eyes and issues. And we had a guy yell at some. Yeah, it's people are on edge right now. Yeah, you're not contagious after 10 days.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see like when things get back to like what are concerts going to look like, basketball games, like airport.
Oh, dude, I'm so ready for concerts. 2020 not only took away my Christmas and time with my family, it also took away 6 Phish shows from me, and I'm pissed. Yeah. I still got those vouchers, but dude, the first time that I can step back into on a lawn or wherever and watch Phish live, I might cry.
Yeah, it's weird because like I was following somebody on IG, or I follow someone, and they were in downtown San Antonio. Like people are pretty cautious. Like San Antonio's been a pretty good city, but there's just still just people out and about having brunch and things like that. And then you just see people having picnics and people are playing, like they're busking in the park. I'm like, I could go do that. Like, what's stopping me? But also I'm like,
and it's kind of insensitive if you think about it, because like you have, like, if you're just living your life normal and you're like, I'm not going to live my life in fear. And like, you know, all this things that you like hear people say, and like you're out posting yourself, like at bars or like at brunch, like you said, or just doing whatever, like going about your normal life. Like there's someone on your timeline more than likely that has lost someone to COVID, or that knows someone that didn't have.
Yeah, but it's kind of like can't live your life for them either. Like they choose to follow you. Like you got to live your own life too.
No, and that's a really good point. I'm just saying it's like there's a way to be not like just like so overly like a dick about it.
Yeah, I don't think this person was. I think they were just like, you know, because everywhere you have to wear your mask to get into the restaurant. And then
how funny is that though? You wear your mask to go in, and then you sit down. You take it off to eat. Yeah. I think it's so goofy.
Yeah, it's it's just because I've been super cautious this whole year.
As you need to be, you one lung having motherfucker.
Yeah. But I'm also like at the point where like San Antonio's been hit pretty hard, but I guess I could still catch it. And like I will say I'm being irresponsible, but right when I was moving, I spent like a couple minutes in my neighbor's apartment, like saying goodbye. And then like 4 days later, they hit me up and they're like, yeah, we got COVID again. And I was like, what? Like
they've had it twice.
Yeah, they got it twice, but they're immune to it. Like they tested positive, but they're like, we don't have any symptoms, obviously. But they're like, you should go get tested. And I was like, all right, I will. And like, it's been 3 weeks and I had 0 symptoms. So either I'm immune to it or like I didn't catch it. And they got it after I left their apartment, like a couple days after, because it would have been like 4 days.
So they told you that, and then you just didn't go get tested?
Because I mean, I've just been here. I haven't really left the house other than to like go get gas, which is outside, and go get like a soda at the gas station. And then I got groceries once. I need to go get groceries, but it's been 2 weeks since I've been in the grocery store. So it's like, I haven't felt any symptoms like what you described or what the internet has described. Like I've been completely fine. I went jogging with the dog the other day, like not short of, I mean, I'm chubby, but like not short of breath because like COVID. So
yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That just bugs me out though. It's like if someone would have been like, hey, I'm positive, you should go get tested.
Yeah.
But I mean, you haven't had any symptoms and you're not dead.
0 symptoms like at all. It's been 3 weeks since that interaction happened. Over 3 weeks.
Were you like super close to him?
As far as like that poster is to me, like, 3 feet. But I was in there for like 6 minutes. We were just like saying goodbye. Like, do you need any help? And I was like, no, like I got it covered. I got another buddy coming to help me. And they're like, well, like, we'll come visit your house. And I was like, cool, yeah, I gotta go keep packing, blah, blah, blah. And that was it. And then like 4 or 5 days later, she's like, hey, do you have any symptoms? And I was like, no, why? She's like, we got COVID again. I was like, that sucks. I was like,
Damn. Yeah, no,
like,
you didn't get it.
and she's like, you should get tested. And I was like, okay. And then if they had it, so if 5 days had passed, I would have had to start feeling something already. So I waited a couple more days. So then it'd been a week since I'd seen them. And I was like, well, I still don't feel anything. And then I think I told you like a week later, which was like 2 weeks. And I was like, yeah, I still don't feel anything. And I would have felt it like with my one lung, like I definitely would have fucking felt like not being able to breathe.
You would think so, but who knows? Like I didn't have any like respiratory issues or anything.
But
like
you were stuffy as shit. Like I remember talking to you and you were like, like my face feels like there's a cement block on it, or what? You're like, it feels so heavy.
Yeah. So like after I had gotten my results is like whenever my symptoms like really like kicked in and I like lost my taste and smell and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I haven't gotten any of that. Like I've been eating my food and I taste everything.
Do you?
Yeah.
Dude, that was the weirdest part about it is like not being able to taste food. Like we had lasagna one night and I was like eating, I could like, you feel the textures and everything. Like, you know that you're eating lasagna.
You don't taste like salt or
like literally no taste. And it was so weird.
That is weird.
It's like your tongue has like this like,
force field.
Yeah. But it's like, you have this like constant like taste in your mouth. And it's like, you know, like when you feel like you haven't like brushed your teeth for a while or something, it's kind of like that. It feels like there's like a film,
pasty, like
yeah. Yeah, everything tastes normal now, Bobby. I got my taste and my smell back. That was super weird. Bobby had it too. I don't know.
Bobby got COVID?
I don't know if I should have said that, but yeah, he got it he got it like towards the beginning.
Oh.
Did you not know that?
No.
God, that's the problem with doing a live podcast. Sometimes I feel like you say things that you're not supposed to say.
Yo, speaking of live podcasts, we both spent our New Year's watching one.
Oh, yeah, we did. The Two Bears, One Cave.
Yeah, which they showed. If anybody knows Two Bears, One Cave, it's Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, two like of the most popular comedians out right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom, who's I think he's the funnier of the two. He broke his leg and his arm a month ago, and they showed the video, and I was ready to gag, and I had the volume. So they showed it on the live podcast. I had the volume.
He broke his arm. He broke his arm right, like this part, not this part. What's this part called?
I don't even know, dude.
I don't know, but I know that this bone is bigger than this bone.
Yes.
Like he broke a hard bone to break.
Yeah.
I think
it was so disgusting. I was just like, I was on the Big Mac and I was just like, oh God. I was like, oh God.
Dude, the way, so he broke his arm playing basketball. And I was thinking like they were doing like a slam dunk competition. And like they like kept raising it up or whatever. It's like so you could dunk it. And he went up to dunk it and slipped before he even like I thought he was gonna like dunk it, swing, come down, and land on his arm. But he didn't even get takeoff. Like he slipped.
No, so the thing what happened was he went up and he planted with his left leg and it snapped. And so it looked like he slipped. So his right leg shot out, but his left leg had snapped already. So he couldn't even brace because the basketball was in his right hand. So he put his left hand to brace himself because he still had the ball in his hand.
And it wrapped.
And it got caught behind his back.
And his body weight landed on it.
And he's what, a good 250, 230?
Something. Yeah,
but imagine all your weight falling on this part of your arm.
Wrapped around.
Dude, it was so gross.
And he just laid there and it was like wrapped around him and he was like,
he was like,
he's making some weird sound.
Because he said he felt his leg snap because it all happened obviously within like a split second. So he said when he he went up to dunk. He said, "Oh shit, my leg snapped," and he's like, "That felt awful." And he was landing, and then his arm snapped, and he's like, instantly that became way more painful. He's like, "I could care about the leg, but my arm, dude." And Bert had to like pull his arm out.
Yeah, because it was literally twisted, and he was like,
so imagine like your arm was twisted, and he could scratch the back of your head. That's what his arm looked like. And I was just like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, you could tell it was very painful.
Yeah, and Tom had to reset it because it was his arm was losing circulation because all the veins in his arm were like twisted. So apparently Bert got on Twitter the day after yesterday and was like, "I'm getting a lot of compliments from doctors saying like I did the right thing," because he could have like, if they'd waited for the ambulance, his arm like was losing like blood flow.
Yeah, Bert was on with Dr. Drew and like telling him like what he did, and that's what Dr. Drew was saying. He's like, you could have helped, you also could have damaged it. And then as they like kept talking, like he was like, chances are like you helped out his nerves in his arm and stuff like that.
Fuck Dr. Drew, by the way.
Why?
Fuck that guy. Why do people care about Dr. Drew?
I don't know. He's a
piece
famous
of shit.
TV doctor.
Yeah, he's as much of a doctor as Dr. Oz is. Like, they're fucking joke. Because all year long he's been talking shit about the COVID or the coronavirus, and he's like, "Yeah, it's not as bad, and it's not as bad as," like, all year long he's been on TV and like downplaying it and blah blah blah. And he fucking got it like 2 weeks ago, and he like went on air and was like, apologized. He's like, "No, it was actually really bad. Like, I'm sorry." It's like, you told a lot of people not to worry about it, and now that you get it, it's a big fucking issue. Like, fuck you. You're a doctor.
Yeah,
like,
he got it. I didn't know that he got it, but Tom and Christina got it too.
Yeah, it's like you fucking wild, man. Like, listen to the people in the hospitals. Like, why are people listening to Dr. Drew?
Dude, one of the things that Dr. Drew said where I was kind of like, he was like, because he has, like, I've heard his thoughts on COVID-19 throughout this whole thing, you know, seeing him on different podcasts and stuff. And he was talking about, he was on a podcast with Bert, and he was like, "Yeah, man," he's like, "I think I'm gonna go volunteer down at the whatever clinic, you know, and like help COVID patients and stuff like that." And I was like, in my head, I was like, "You're doing that so you can be an active doctor and get the vaccine before other people." In my head, I was like, I know what you're doing,
dude. And even what Bert was saying, and like we all could have predicted this, but on the podcast, Bert was like, "Yeah, I've been offered the vaccine like for a price." And it's like, God damn it, can we just get it to the people? Like, why are hospitals and all these organizations and the people pulling the strings? Like, "Yeah, I got the fucking vaccine. You pay me." It's like, no, like, fuck this corruption. Like, what the fuck? Just get it out to the people.
Corruption's not going anywhere, whether it's money or whether it's a virus or.
I know, it's just deflating to hear that even like Bert was offered the vaccine for a price, and it's like, it shouldn't even cost us anything. Can we just get it out?
Yeah.
Like, can Pfizer take an L for once? Can Moderna, like, can we just like get this shit out?
That's what we're turning our flip challenge into. It's like, we're gonna get some aftermarket vaccine and start slinging them. No, that
dude, I want to buy enough stock in Pfizer to fucking get on the board and be like, "Fuck you."
Gonna have to do a lot of flipping to get there, buddy.
I know, dude. Be like, "Yeah, I own 50% of Pfizer now. Y'all could suck it."
Well, you'd want to own 51% if you want to tell them to suck it.
Yeah.
But yeah, to recap, we kind of went everywhere this podcast, talking about vaccines, COVID, but flipping. So to wrap up and recap this episode about the flip. If you want to join with us, I mean, you don't have to use the whole 600. I mean, you can just use 100, 500, whatever amount that you want to use, and just take that and keep reinvesting into it, with whether you're selling sneakers or investing in stock or whatever, and just keep a spreadsheet along with us, and we'll see how much money we all have at the end of the year.
Yeah.
We're going to be millionaires, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking like it's a hustle, right? And it's like
Yeah.
I need to stop saying like a lot. But it's just time, right? Like it's the hustle. Every hustle is just time. Like how much time are you willing to devote to it?
Mm-hmm.
That's not like whether, like you said, whether it's 100 or 600, that's not the issue. Like we have this chunk of money that's been given to us, or it's ours. But like, how much time are you willing to invest into it? And I was actually watching an interview with Charlemagne and Ed Sheeran, and it was interesting. Charlemagne's like, "How much is enough? Like, when is it enough?" And he's like, Ed Sheeran's like, "It's not the money. Like, anyone will always welcome more money, but it's the time." Like the time with your loved ones or the time you put into your business or your career, like time is what you want. And like there will never be enough money to buy me more time. So right now you have the money, invest the time. So later in life you have more time and money is not the issue.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So with ours, the
Words
amount of time with ours, the amount of time is 1 year.
Yeah. But the thing is like how much time are like I'm not going to spend all my waking, like I know I'm trying to make as much money by the end of the year, but I also have my job and like I want to live my life a little bit. I'm not going to spend all my waking hours on these apps either.
Yeah, no, this is supposed to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's not fun, then
Exactly.
what's the point?
Cool.
We'll see where we're at. We'll see how much money we make. We'll see how much money you all make. And this will be a year of getting the bag.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back next week, same time, and hopefully have some flips to report.
Yeah. Because one's what this week?
What one's this week? Are you talking about the shoes?
Yeah, the 6th.
Yeah, the 6th. We have a drop. And Bobby just said,
No, the 14th.
No, it drops the 6th.
It said available 114. The ambushes?
No, the ambushes are the 14th, but on the 6th is the next drop. They have a few shoes. They have the Air Force One. They have the Why Not.
I wish it went in order of time. Like, why is it?
It does.
So mine right now is the Air Max.
No, you got to click on upcoming.
Oh. Gotcha.
Yeah, so upcoming. On the 6th, which is Wednesday, the Russell Westbrooks are dropping, and the Air Force 107 Craft is dropping. I'm going to go for the Westbrooks. Dude, the thing, so it's not, here's where I want to get to. Like, I want to get to a point in this flipping challenge to where I'm like nervous about it. So like spending $120 on a pair of shoes, like you don't get nervous about that. It's $120. Even if I can't resell them for whatever reason, it's like, okay, it was $120. But like once you like start getting into it and like snowballing, it's like, okay, now I have $800 in my flip money. And there's an $800 pair of shoes that drop that I know is going to go for, double. It's like, oh my God, dropping $800 on a pair of shoes to flip. Dude, that's what I'm looking forward to. I want that rush. Ooh, dude, can you imagine trying to buy an $800 pair of shoes and then it's like, got them.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know if I'd ever do that.
I want to.
God, well, do you?
Dude, because I was looking and there's this one pair that dropped the same time that the Bodegas dropped, the ones that I got. And they were some Air Max. They were going for $500 on the sneakers app. And then retail $500. And then if you looked them up on GOAT, they were going for like $1,000 or $2,000. So it's like you're still doubling your money, but the amount that you have to put up front is a little bit more scary. That's the feeling that I want. It's like fishing, It's like fishing with money.
It's all right. We'll see you guys next week.
Next week, report your flips if you want to partake in the stimulus check flip challenge, and we'll see where we're all at. All right, we'll see you next week, 3:00.